Close your eyes and imagine this. The sun rises over a world you wouldn't recognize. There are no cities, no roads, no farms. No smartphones, no hospitals, no grocery stores. Instead, there's an endless expanse of wilderness, dense forests, vast grasslands, and lurking in every shadow, predators with teeth like daggers and claws like knives. You're human, but not as you know it today. You're shorter, stronger, your sense is sharper. You're hungry, always hungry, because your last meal was 2 days ago, and there's no guarantee you'll find another tomorrow. You're cold, despite the fire your tribe managed to keep burning through the night. And you're scared, because out there in the darkness, something is watching. Waiting. This is life 1 million years ago. This is the world of our ancestors. A world where every single day was a battle for survival. Where a twisted ankle meant death. Where childbirth was often a death sentence. Where the average human lifespan was perhaps 25 years, if you were lucky. Today, we're going back. Back to a time when humans were not the masters of Earth, but merely another species struggling to survive. This is the story of our ancestors, their brutal reality, and the incredible resilience that made us who we are today. Welcome to the Pleistocene epoch. Welcome to the harshest classroom in human history. 1 million years ago, our ancestor is Homo erectus, upright man. They've been around for about 800,000 years already, and they'll persist for another few 100,000. But don't let that longevity fool you. For any individual Homo erectus, life is short, brutal, and unforgiving. Let me take you through a typical day. Dawn breaks. You've survived another night, and that's already an achievement. You wake up in a crude shelter, maybe a cave if your tribe is lucky enough to control one, or perhaps just a windbreak made of branches and animal hides. Your body aches. There's a wound on your leg from a fall 3 days ago. It's infected, hot to the touch, but you have no medicine, no antibiotics. You can only hope your immune system is strong enough to fight it off. You're desperately thirsty. Finding clean water is your first task. You head to a nearby stream with several members of your group, never alone, because predators hunt solo individuals. As you drink, you scan the area constantly. Saber-toothed cats, giant hyenas, packs of dire wolves, all of them see humans as prey. Now you need food. And this is where life becomes truly desperate. Modern humans think hunting is about skill and bravery. For Homo erectus, it's about desperation and danger. You don't have advanced weapons, no bows and arrows, no throwing spears. You have sharpened sticks. You have rocks. That's it. Large animals? Forget it. A mammoth or a giant bison would kill you without even trying. Even a deer is dangerous. Those hooves can crush your skull. So you hunt smaller game. Rabbits. Birds if you can catch them. Turtles. Lizards. Anything that moves and fits in your mouth. But more often, you're scavenging. You follow the vultures, hoping to find a kill that lions or hyenas have left behind. You have to time it perfectly, arrive too early, and the predators will attack you. Arrive too late, and there's nothing left but bones. Let's say you find a partially eaten antelope carcass. You approach cautiously, making loud noises to scare away the remaining scavengers. Your hands shake as you use stone tools to hack at the remaining meat. It's partially rotten, but you can't afford to be picky. You've learned through painful experience which parts are safe to eat and which will make you violently ill. You eat quickly, stuffing meat into your mouth, because you never know when your next meal will come. Some you'll carry back to share with your tribe. Survival depends on cooperation. But even this successful day comes with costs. One member of your group got too close to a hyena that wasn't quite ready to give up its meal. The bite on his arm is deep. By tomorrow, infection will set in. By next week, he'll probably be dead. You've seen it happen dozens of times. And this was a good day. A day where you found food. Many days, you find nothing. You go to sleep with your stomach cramping, your body consuming its own muscle for energy. Children cry from hunger. The elderly become weaker. And tomorrow, you'll wake up and do it all again. 1 million years ago, humans are not apex predators. We're not even close. We're somewhere in the middle of the food chain, smart enough to be challenging prey, but vulnerable enough to be worth hunting. Let me introduce you to the creatures that hunt you. First, there's Smilodon, the saber-toothed cat. Picture a lion, but larger, more muscular, with canine teeth that grow up to 7 inches long. These teeth are designed to pierce the thick hides of prehistoric megafauna, but they work just fine on human flesh too. Saber-toothed cats hunt by ambush. They hide in tall grass or behind rocks, waiting for prey to pass. They're patient. They'll wait for hours if necessary. When they strike, it's explosive. A quarter-ton of muscle launches through the air. Those massive teeth sink into your neck or spine. Death, if you're lucky, is instantaneous. But you're often not lucky. Then there are the giant short-faced bears, Arctodus. Imagine a grizzly bear, but standing 12 feet tall on its hind legs and weighing over a ton. These bears are omnivores, but they're not picky. A human is just another meal. What makes these bears particularly terrifying is their speed. Despite their size, they can run up to 40 miles per hour. You cannot outrun them. You cannot outlime them. Your only hope is that something else looks more appealing, or that your tribe can mob them with enough spears and rocks to drive them away. And we can't forget the pack hunters. Dire wolves travel in groups of up to 30 individuals. They're larger than modern wolves, with more powerful jaws designed to crush bone. When a pack targets you, they don't attack all at once. They take turns. 1 or 2 wolves will rush in, force you to defend yourself, tire you out. Then they retreat and others take their place. They do this for hours if necessary, waiting for exhaustion to make you vulnerable. Even if you survive the initial attack, even if you make it back to your tribe with just wounds, those wounds are often fatal. No antibiotics, remember. A deep bite that tears muscle, punctures organs, or breaks bones, these injuries become infected. What would be survivable today becomes a slow, agonizing death sentence. But here's what's truly brutal. The predators aren't the worst threat. Not even close. The real killers in prehistoric life are the things you cannot fight with a stick or a rock. Injury is everywhere. You're climbing trees to escape predators, you fall and break your leg. It never heals properly. You're now a liability to your tribe, unable to keep up, unable to contribute. In the harsh calculus of survival, you may be left behind. You're using crude stone tools, you cut yourself deeply. The wound becomes infected. Within days, red lines spread up your arm. Sepsis sets in. You develop a fever. You become delirious. Your tribe watches helplessly as you die, having no concept of bacteria, no understanding of infection, no way to help you. A simple toothache can kill you. An infected tooth creates an abscess. The infection spreads to your jawbone, then to your bloodstream. You die in agony, unable to eat, barely able to drink, your face swollen beyond recognition. But the most dangerous thing you can do in this era? Be born. Or give birth. Infant mortality is staggering. Nearly half of all children born don't survive to age 5. They die from infections, from malnutrition, from injuries, from diseases we can't even name. Watch a mother give birth in this world, and you understand true terror. Labor begins, but there's no doctor, no midwife with medical training. There are only other women in the tribe who've been through this themselves. If the baby is positioned wrong, if the labor is too difficult, if there are complications, both mother and child often die. Maternal mortality is devastating. Approximately 1 in 4 women die during childbirth or from complications shortly after. Think about that. 1 in 4. Every woman who becomes pregnant knows there's a significant chance she won't survive. If the mother dies, the infant almost always dies too. There's no formula, no way to safely feed an infant without breast milk. Even if another woman in the tribe can nurse the orphan baby, resources are so scarce that adding another mouth to feed may not be possible. And let's talk about childhood for those who survive birth. Children are working by age 4 or 5, gathering food, carrying water, learning to make tools. There's no childhood as we know it. No play, no school, no protection from the harsh realities of existence. You grow up fast, or you don't grow up at all. Disease is another constant threat. With no understanding of hygiene, infections spread rapidly through small tribal groups. A simple cold can become pneumonia. Diarrheal diseases from contaminated water kill regularly. Parasites are universal. Every human has worms, has lice, has fleas. Your body is never truly your own. By age 30, if you're lucky enough to reach it, you're considered old. Your teeth are worn down to nubs from chewing tough, gritty food. Your joints ache constantly from decades of physical labor. Your body is covered in scars from injuries and animal attacks. You've probably lost several fingers or toes to frostbite or infection. If you reach 40, you're a miracle. A living repository of knowledge that the tribe depends on. But you're also probably in constant pain, struggling to keep up, wondering how much longer you can survive. And then comes winter. 1 million years ago, the Pleistocene epoch is defined by its ice ages. Massive glaciers cover much of the northern hemisphere. Even in regions that aren't ice-covered, winters are longer, colder, and more brutal than almost anything we experience today. Fire is humanity's greatest invention at this point in history, but keeping it alive through winter is a constant battle. If your fire goes out, you cannot just relight it easily. Fire starting is difficult, time-consuming, and not always successful. So your tribe maintains a continuous fire, with someone always responsible for keeping it fed, keeping it alive. If the fire goes out, people freeze to death that night. Food becomes impossibly scarce in winter. Most plants die back. Animals hibernate or migrate. The prey that remains is lean, providing little fat, and fat is what you desperately need to survive the cold. Your body is burning thousands of calories just trying to stay warm. Starvation is a slow horror. First, you burn through your fat reserves. Then your body starts consuming muscle. You become weak, lethargic. Your thinking becomes foggy. You stop caring about things that used to matter. Children, especially, fade away. Their smaller bodies have fewer reserves. The tribe makes impossible decisions. Limited food means someone will starve. Often, it's the elderly who volunteer to eat less to give the children a better chance. It's the injured who are allowed to fade. It's the weakest who don't make it to spring. And if starvation doesn't kill you, frostbite will. Fingers and toes turn black and fall off. Ears and noses become necrotic. The pain is unbearable at first, then mysteriously disappears as the tissue dies. You survive the winter, but you're maimed, less capable, more vulnerable. Those who make it to spring are different people than those who entered winter. Thinner, harder, more scarred. The tribe is smaller. You've lost children, elders, the sick, the unlucky. You bury them if the ground is soft enough. If not, you leave them for the scavengers and try not to think about it. But you survived. Against impossible odds, you survived. And that means you get to do it all again next winter. So why am I telling you this? Why drag you through this horrific journey into our past? Because every single person alive today is descended from survivors. From people who lived through these conditions and somehow, miraculously, managed to pass on their genes. Think about what that means. Your ancestors survived injuries that would have killed most people. They survived diseases without medicine. They survived predators that saw them as food. They survived starvation, freezing, childbirth, and childhood. They survived long enough to have children, and those children survived long enough to have children in an unbroken chain stretching back millions of years. The odds against you existing are astronomical. For you to be here, reading this, every single one of your ancestors had to survive to reproductive age. Thousands upon thousands of generations, each facing these brutal conditions, each somehow making it through. We often look at prehistoric humans as primitive, as lesser than us. But the truth is they were incredibly tough, incredibly intelligent, incredibly resilient. They had smaller brains than us, but faced challenges we can barely imagine. They created art, made tools, formed complex social bonds, all while living on the knife's edge of extinction. Modern life is easy by comparison. We complain about minor inconveniences, a late train, a slow internet connection, a meal that isn't quite right. Our ancestors would have considered our lives paradise beyond imagination. Clean water from a tap, food available 24 hours a day, medicine that can cure infections in days, heated homes, soft beds, safety from predators. Everything we have, every comfort, every technology, every advantage, was built on the suffering and perseverance of millions of generations who came before us. They gave us the ultimate gift, survival. Not just existence, but the chance to thrive. So the next time you face a challenge, remember this: you carry within you the genes of survivors, of people who faced horrors we can barely imagine and refuse to give up. You're the product of the greatest survival story ever told. You're here because they endured. And that makes you, by definition, capable of far more than you think.